Cops killing more people. This one is in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where a cop pulls a guy over for his license plate not matching the vehicle. Okay. Now, the guy is from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Okay. So I'm not even sure the guy can speak English. Now, I guess the ironic part is his parents left the Congo to bring their son to America and their family to America because of the unrest in the Congo, meaning they could get killed in the Congo by somebody, by warring factions, warlords, vigilantes, whatever, just a whole bunch of different. There's a whole bunch of ways you can die in the Congo, okay? And so they come to America to escape that, and their son gets shot by a cop and killed. Guy shoots him in the head. Cop shoots the guy in the head at point blank range. But now, once again, when you ask yourself why, it's because you are being controlled every single second of every single day by a small group of people that I like to call the Black Death Cult, that are in a cult that I call the Black Death Cult. And this is how they control you. They control you through threat of violence, going into violence, or the threat of death, going into death. And so it's not just, when a cop pulls you over, it's not just as simple as, oh, he's pulling me over for a ticket, or that's why people get nervous around cops, man, because they are given, or they are allowed, they're the ones who are allowed to kill you. And military men are allowed to kill other people too. These are the people that are sanctioned to kill you. Now, if you kill somebody, if you shoot somebody, if you tell somebody to do something, you don't get to do that. There's only a few people that are sanctioned to do that. There's this lady who's supposedly a family lawyer, who's saying, women, you should never marry a cop because they tend to be more controlling. They have a kind of nuke the earth, scorch the earth, how dare you challenge me kind of approach to litigation. What they have in common is they're gods in their professions. If you're a policeman, you're walking around with a gun, and you're walking around with authority, meaning I can use this gun, I can shoot you, I can kill you. So these cops get this idea that basically they're God. And in some ways they are. If they can decide if you can live or die, this cop decides if you can live or die, here he's got the guy pulled over. Now, you've already got the car, right? See, the thing is, right now, the guy starts walking off, and no, you can't leave. You cannot leave. I'm not going to let you leave. I'm controlling you. I'm controlling the scene. I'm telling you what to do. And then the guy runs away, right? Now, my problem with this is, if the guy runs away, who cares? You got the car. You have his car. How many people do you know that if the cops impounded their car, they would be crippled? They wouldn't be able to get to work. They wouldn't be able to pick their kid up. They wouldn't be able to go to get the grocery store. Be able to. How many people? A whole bunch. So if you're so worried about a car with with the wrong license plate on it, right? That's what you have the guy pulled over for. So worst case scenario is the guy stole the car. Best case scenario is he just put the wrong license plate on the car accidentally. He could have also stolen the license plate, which is, big deal. Stole a license plate. And if you stole a car, how much is a car worth? You know, what, $15,000? You're going to kill somebody for $15,000? $15,000 car. Why don't you just impound the car? Just let the guy go. Just, hey, we got your car. You want to come get it? Well, and you got the guy on video. Got a full-on description of this guy. Got him on video. Instead, the cop tries to pull a taser out on this guy. Now, this guy's from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. We don't even know if the guy knows what a taser is. He may or may not know what a taser is. But he definitely knows he doesn't want to get shot by this taser. So he grabs the cop's taser. Now they're on the ground. This is where he shoots him in the back of the head. See? Pulls out the gun and shoots him in the back of the head. So now, why? Once again, it's because this cop has been given the right to shoot this guy. He's been given a gun to shoot this guy. He's been told, you can do whatever you want to. You can shoot this guy. The officer will not be identified publicly unless there are criminal charges, meaning you're not even going to get to know who this guy is. That's another part of the Black Death cult. They operate in secrecy. They're a secret organization, like many organizations throughout the centuries that have operated in secret to control you. You don't get to know them. You don't get to hear what they say. You don't get to hear what they're talking about. You don't get to know what they're talking about. And even when you do, they're talking in code. Like when they use the word Irish is coming down the road, meaning the president of the United States, whose code name is Irish. They use code names. They use secret codes. They use top secret information. The officer is on paid leave, which means the guy who shot the guy in the back of the head is still getting money. And his police powers were suspended. And that's what this woman is talking about when she says, don't marry a cop. It's because he has police powers, which means he can beat you, he can tase you, he can kick you, he can throw you on the ground, he can put you in a chokehold like they did Eric Garner and kill you. They can shoot you. They can literally kill you like they killed this guy, shot him in the back of the head. This guy right here. They can tear gas you. They can machine gun you. They can they can restrain you. They can draw blood from you. They can do anything they want to. That's the police powers. And you can't do any of it to them. That's how come they have the quote unquote power, because you can't do anything like that to them. Here's a case where a female opens fire and injures 3 deputies while they were investigating a suspicious Jeep. The 3 officers responded to reports of a suspicious looking black Jeep, right? The car was parked at the side of the road. So a car is parked on the side of the road, and look how much room there is on the side of these roads. Lots of room. You could park over here. and you're not in violation of any statute. You're not committing any crime. This is what I'm talking about when these cops have the power of God. You're not doing anything. This woman could have been beaten by her husband. She could have been escaping a dangerous situation. She could have been hammered out of her mind and just pulled over and said, "I'm not going to drive drunk." There's a million situations. She could have been escaping just anything, or she could just be on the road. But it doesn't matter. She's not doing anything wrong. She's parked on the side of the road, and now she's quote unquote suspicious. Suspicious means you aren't behaving the way we think you should be behaving. You're not acting the way we think you should be acting. And then when you act in that way, one of the problems is that it's not just cops who label you suspicious. It's the people who called the cops. Do you think when someone calls the cops, they want the best outcome for you? Of course not. They want the cops to thug boot you. They want them to beat you. They want them to hurt you. They want them to take care of you, take you to jail, do something bad to you. So it's not just cops in this society that are hurting us as people. It's other people. So the guys or the woman or whoever called these cops, because this suspicious vehicle is parked on the side of the road. Okay, now the woman's doing nothing. She's parked. So this is another reason why I say people don't like cops and get nervous around cops. You're literally doing nothing, and a cop can walk up anytime he wants to and do whatever he wants to. Sandra Bland, right? She goes into jail and ends up dead. But in this particular case, there was no traffic violation. There was no parking violation. There was no trespassing violation. There's no nothing. And you're suspicious because you're not acting the way we want you to act. So they come up, they make contact with the female driver, but she did not comply with their demands to get out of the vehicle. Why does she have to get out of the vehicle? She doesn't have to, but the cops are telling her you have to get out of the vehicle. So now they're telling you how, once again, they're controlling your behavior. And if you don't do exactly what they tell you to do, like I said, they threaten you with violence and then violence you, or threaten you with death and then kill you. That's how they operate. And when I say they, I mean these cops who are an arm of the Black Death cult. That's how the Black Death cult operates. They threaten you with violence and they violence you. They threaten to kill you and they kill you. And when do they do that? When you're not doing exactly what they tell you to do, when you're not acting exactly how they want you to act. So this woman who is parked on the side of the road for we don't even know what reason is then told, get out of the vehicle, told being controlled, we're controlling your actions, get out of the vehicle. And so then she opens fire and they kill her. My questions being, if the cops had never approached her, had never done anything to her, what would happen next? How long would it have been before she drove away? Think about it. You got to have food, right? You may have to take a shower at some point. You may have to go back or away from your situation. You may have to figure out what you're doing because you're not going to be parked on the side of the road forever. Let her. She's supposedly a free human being, right? You supposedly can do whatever you want. No, you can't. You can't even park on the side of a road. Right here's a woman just parked on the side of the road. That's suspicious behavior. She ends up dead for parking on the side of the road. She didn't threaten anybody. She didn't wave her gun at anybody. She didn't talk to anybody. She was parked on the side of a road. And this is what I'm talking about when I say 24/7, you're being controlled. You're being controlled 24/7. You can't even park on the side of a road without being in threat of violence or death. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. Border Patrol in talks to roll out high-tech smart walls to launch drones to catch coyotes and drug smugglers or drug runners. Here's a company called Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse. So there's a whole big network of people who are, once again, attempting to control you with drones. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. They're going to control you with cameras, flying drones, and robots. Okay. And autonomous cars. So the flying drone's going to, the camera's going to locate you. The flying drone's going to figure out a more exact location. So when you move, they can find you. The robot's going to come in and detain you. And then the automatic car is going to come up. The robot or you are going to walk into the automatic car. The robot's going to put you in it. The automatic car is going to take you back to this station where you're going to be processed, punished. That's your future. To be completely 100% controlled in every one of your actions. So if you walk across the street at the wrong point, you're no longer going to get a jaywalking ticket. You're going to get mailed a jaywalking ticket because they're going to have a camera that has your face on it with facial recognition, and there's going to be no cop involved. And if you don't pay that, then guess what? They're going to dispatch an automatic car to your house. The drone's going to fly over and say, come out of your house now. You are wanted on a subpoena for failure to appear in court for a jaywalking ticket. If you don't come out, bring in the robots. So it's going to get worse. It's going to get way worse. Way worse. And unfortunately, there's not a lot that you or I can do about it.